Spanish version of Cavite Mutiny of 1872 by Jose Montero y Vidal, report on the Cavite Mutiny by Governor General Rafael Izquierdo. Jose Montero y Vidal, a reputable Spanish historian. He was a government official and was residing in Manila when the Cavite Mutiny occurred. He was interpreted that the mutiny was an attempt to remove and overthrow the Spanish colonizers. His account collaborated with the account of Governor General Rafael Izquierdo, the Governor General of the Philippines at the time of the mutiny. Governor General Rafael Izquierdo was a Spanish military officer, politician, and statesman. He served as Governor General of the Philippines from April 4, 1871 to January 8, 1873. He was the Governor General during the 1872 Cavite Mutiny, which led to execution of 41 of the mutineers, including the Gomburza martyrs. Izquierdo also acted as Governor General of the Puerto Rico from March 1862 to April 1862. Governor General Rafael Izquierdo, in a report dated January 23, 1872, addressed the Spanish Minister of War regarding the Cavite Mutiny. The report blamed the mutiny on the native clergy, local residents, intellectuals, and even the Madrid-based reformist newspaper, El Eco Filipino. Governor Izquierdo referred to the military mutiny as an insurrection, uprising, and revolution. According to Governor Izquierdo's report, the instigators of the mutiny were the native clergy, mestizos, native lawyers, and abogadillos, some residents of Manila, others from Cavite, and some from nearby provinces. The instigators protested against the injustice of the government's failure to pay the provinces for their tobacco crop and against the usury that the officials practiced in handling documents that the finance department gave crop owners who had to sell them at a loss. They also protested the injustice of obligating the workers in the Cavite arsenal to pay tribute starting January 1, 1872, and to render personal service from which they were formally exempted. To encourage rebellion, the instigators used superstition that the Indios were prone to believe. They convinced them that the chief of state, or hari in Tagalog, would be an ecclesiastic, and the rest of the clergy who backed the uprising would celebrate daily for its success. They also offered wealth, employment, and ranks in the army to those who revolted, saying that 15 native battalions would be created, in which the soldiers who revolted would have jobs as officers and chiefs. The lawyers and abogadillos would direct the affairs of government, administration, and justice. It was not clearly determined if the instigators planned to establish a monarchy or a republic, as the Indios have no word in their language to describe this different form of government, whose head in Tagalog would be called hari. Still, they would place a priest at the head of the government, and there was a great probability that the head selected would be D. Jose Burgos or D. Jacinto Zamora, parish priest of San Pedro of Manila. The instigators planned to set fire to the district of Tondo to start the revolution. While the authorities were busy putting out the fire, the regiment of artillery, with the help of part of the infantry, would seize Fort Santiago of this capital and then fire cannons to inform the rebels in Cavite of their success. The rebels of Cavite counted on the artillery detachment that occupied the fort and on the navy, helped by 500 natives led by pardoned leader Camerino. This person and his men, located in the town of Bacoor and separated from the fort of San Felipe by a small arm of the sea, would cross the water and reach the fort where they would find arms and ammunition. Governor Izquierdo's report stated that all Spaniards, including friars, would be executed, except for women and their belongings confiscated. Foreigners would be respected. The uprising was affiliated to a great extent with regiments of infantry and artillery, many civilians, and a large number of mestizos, Indios, and some ilustrados from the provinces. The rebels in Cavite made the agreed upon signals using lanterns, but the native civilians in Bacoor, although they tried it, failed because of the vigilance of the Spanish Navy that had placed a gunboat and armed vessels there. Loyalists who went to arrest the parish priest of Bacoor found an abandoned vessel loaded with arms including carbines and revolvers.